In a world flooded with synthetic content, how do we tell what's real? The arms race between AI detection and adversarial bypass is officially on. But beyond the fraud lies a revolution, from life-saving medical breakthroughs to the classroom of tomorrow. AI detection and medical innovation. Let's dive in.
All right, today we're jumping into a high-stakes conflict that's unfolding right now. Not on some battlefield, but inside our documents, our social media, our news feeds. We're talking about the AI arms race, this escalating battle between AI that creates content and the AI built to detect it.
So our story starts with something that, ironically, sounds like it's straight out of science fiction. Last year, the magazine Clarkesworld had to literally shut down its submission system. Why? Because they were getting completely buried under a mountain of stories written by AI. People were just feeding the magazine's guidelines into a language model and hitting generate.
And that was a huge wake-up call for a lot of people. I mean, if one literary magazine can be brought to a total standstill by AI-generated fiction, you have to ask a much, much bigger question. What happens when AI starts writing, well, everything else?
And that brings us to the first part of what's going on here, what we're calling the AI flood. And let me tell you, this isn't just a trickle. It is an absolute deluge of digital text that's changing everything in real time.
This problem goes way beyond just a few short stories. Think about it. We're seeing academic journals trying to weed out AI-generated research. Lawmakers are being flooded with AI-written comments from fake constituents. There are AI-generated court filings showing up. It's all over social media, it's in job applications, letters to the editor, you name it, it's there.
You see, the really crucial thing to understand is this. For basically all of human history, our systems had this natural, built-in filter. And that filter was, writing is hard. It takes time, it takes real effort, and it takes skill. That difficulty automatically limited how much text anyone could possibly produce. Well, generative AI just completely obliterates that barrier. Now, making 1,000 pages of text is pretty much as easy as making one.
So what do you do when you're facing a flood? Well, the natural response is to try and build a dam. And that's what led to the next phase of this story, the rise of the detectors.
I mean, you can't possibly hire enough people to read through this digital tsunami, right? So the only logical response was to fight fire with fire, or in this case, fight AI with AI. Institutions all over started rolling out their own AI models, these detectors, specifically designed to spot the little statistical fingerprints of machine-written text and filter it all out.
And boom, this is how we find ourselves in a classic arms race. It's a constant back and forth. One side builds a better text generator that's sneakier. The other side builds a better detector to catch it. Then the generator evolves again to fool the new detector, and the detector has to evolve to keep up. It's just this rapid, adversarial cycle of technological one-upsmanship.
But what if one side developed a weapon so good it could get past any defense? Well, that's exactly what some new research suggests is happening right now. A new technique has emerged that's basically the ultimate AI disguise.
It's called adversarial paraphrasing. And it is so clever. Instead of just trying to write like a human, this technique actively uses an AI detector's own logic against it. It's basically like asking the security guard for the secret password one tiny piece at a time. It turns the defense into an unwitting accomplice.
So check this out. This is how this whole sneaky process works. The attacking AI doesn't just write a sentence and hope for the best. No, it thinks of a word, then it generates a few possible next words. And then, and this is the genius part, it shows each of those options to an AI detector and asks, which one of these looks the least like AI to you? It's literally reverse engineering what the detector thinks a human sounds like.
The best way to think about it is like a master art forger. So the forger, that's our AI, paints one single brush stroke. Then it comes up with a few options for the very next stroke. It takes those options to an art expert, that's the detector, and asks, hey, which one of these looks the most authentic to you? The expert points one out, the forger paints that exact stroke, and then just repeats the process over and over until the entire painting is a perfect, undetectable fake. Okay, so how effective is this, really? Well, in one test against a specific detector, this adversarial technique dropped the detector's accuracy by, wait for it, a staggering 98.96%. It doesn't just fool the detector, it basically makes it useless. Completely useless.
And get this isn't some trick that only works on one specific type of lock. The researchers found that this method is universally transferable. Because it's learning the fundamental patterns that all detectors look for, it can create text that fools a whole range of systems, from standard neural networks to even more advanced stuff like digital watermarking. It's not a key, it's a master key that opens all the doors.
So this brings us to the really big questions in this whole arms race. I mean, if the technology to evade detection is getting this good, this powerful, what does that mean for our ability to fight fraud, to trust information, or to even understand what's real anymore?
And that brings up such a critical point. The technology itself, the AI, isn't inherently good or bad. As the research points out, the real difference between a positive use and a negative one, it's all about the power dynamic. It's about who is using it and why.
And you can see both sides of that coin so clearly. On the one hand, AI can be this amazing power equalizer. A non-native speaker can write a perfect academic paper. A regular citizen can draft a really persuasive letter to their representative. But that exact same tool can be used to concentrate power and commit fraud. A researcher can fake citations. A lobbyist can create a fake grassroots campaign. An applicant can just lie about their entire background.
Which leads us to some pretty hard truths. First, we can't put this genie back in the bottle. The tech is out there, period. Second, ethical guidelines are great, but they really only work for people who are trying to act in good faith. And the court challenge here isn't just spotting the fakes, it's managing the mind-boggling volume that AI makes possible. And what this new research really drives home is that a purely technical fix, just building a better detector, is never going to win this arms race for good. The offense, it seems, will always find a way through.
So we're left with this final thought. If we really can't rely on technology alone to be our referee, if the lines between what's human-made and what's machine-made are becoming permanently, hopelessly blurred, then we have to ask a much more fundamental question. How do we, as a society, decide what's real?